Hey yo guys, welcome to another installment of Down and Dirty with the Dirty White Boy. Now, it's my Q&A, and I did a small Q&A from the pool side with me, but I couldn't really keep track of time, how much time I was running through, and I missed people's questions, so I asked you to resend them, and I got a few questions from some great people. Alright, so let's just dive into questions. My first sets of questions are from ECW Hardcore 07. He's a great guy. He made listed top 20 YouTubers. So anyway, his first question is, what's your favorite Necro Butcher match? To be honest, I haven't watched that much CZW. From what I have seen, it's been good stuff, but I couldn't tell you a favorite Necro the Butcher match, to be honest. I don't know any good matches from that guy. Question, favorite hardcore match. My favorite hardcore match is probably anything from ECW. Like anything in the Tommy Dreamer Raven feud would be my favorite, to be honest with you. I also enjoyed some stuff from the WWF. I mean, when Hardcore Holly and Al Snow went to the Mississippi River, that was pretty cool. So that's my answer to that. Do you think TNA should add another belt like a TV title? Abso-positively, because first of all, the X Division is pretty much suffering with Joe as their champion. The X Division should be like the Cruiserweights. They could use another title, because I have a feeling that's one of the main reasons Truth left, because he couldn't get a line for a world title shot, and he didn't want to be in the X Division. I mean, all was left for him being a tag champ, but I mean, he really needs to be another title. I mean, Joe could be a TV champion, or we could have Daniels and Styles that belt. I mean, it would make something AJ hasn't won, and then it would be great for TNA. They need another belt. Since they're making money now, they can license stuff. They can have a TV belt, and they can license their belts. I mean, it would be great. So thanks for that. What do you think of CZW Cage of Death? Now, as I said, I hadn't watched CZW, but I have seen the Cage of Death, and it's a fantastic innovation. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. I mean, it's the Cage of Death, so it's fantastic. How do you think RVD should be used if he goes to TNA? I think he should come out of nowhere during a Jerry Lynn match and just fly off the top rope and kick him in the head and just give a beat down and cut a sweet promo, maybe a shoot promo, and then let the feud begin, let the battle Lynn and Van Dam, because that's probably what we first want, and then let him wrestle in the X Division for the year and then go for the world title. Don't put him in the main event spot yet, like what they did with Angle. I think Angle should have worked his way up. But other than that, that's how I would use Van Dam. And who do you feel in TNA needs to be pushed? They need to push Daniels. They need to push AJ Styles. They're starting to push Joe, I guess. Alex Shelley, Chris. They need to push the stars that were originally there. I mean, they're pushing the ex-WWE guys a little too much. I mean, Chris Harris is getting a push, but James Storm needs another push. I mean, Rhino. I mean, those guys need big pushes, because they pretty much made TNA recognized. When I first watched TNA, I was watching AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels, and they're getting treated like crap because of Kurt Angle and Christian Cage. Anything wrong with them wrestling wise, but they really didn't help that company get to where it is. Maybe Christian did, but not Kurt Angle. So I think AJ Styles, yeah, Christopher Daniels, Chris Sabin, Jerry Lynn, and stuff, those like that deserve to push. So thanks for those ECW Hardcore 07. Next questions from McGinnis. McGinnis in it to win. Heard the rumor that WWE moved Visser to ECW to sort of do what they did with Snitsky, which is have him run through a bunch of guys and squash them. And he wants to know what my thought is that. Well, my thought of it, it's terrible, considering they want to make him the one-man gang. The one-man gang was terrible in the ring, let's face it. I mean, he was a good guy, but he was just terrible in the ring. And I think that gimmick's over, not dead, not over the fans, but just dead. And Viscera's time has come. I mean, they may as well just made him Mabel and go through people. That's all I'm saying. And he's not even world title material, and they tried that in '95 and they fell flat on their face with him. So don't do it, Vince. You know it fell flat, even harder again. Like they say, the bigger you are, the harder they fall. Oh, that's what's Viscera. Viscera is mid-Carter at best. So yeah. Thanks for that, McGinnis, in it to win. Hope to get more questions from you. And same with ECW Hardcore 7. Next two are from Rated R Superstar Edge. Who do you think are the top 5 future stars in the WWE? CM Punk, Shelton Benjamin, Carlito, Johnny Nitro, and I need one more. I'd say Matt Hardy. Those are my 5. And I've heard a lot of buzz about Dan Rodman as of late. What's your opinion on him, and do you think he'll be a future star in the WWE? I have never heard of this guy, so I can't give you an honest answer to this question. I mean, he could be fantastic. I don't know what he's like, so maybe you, Radar, or Superstar Edge, could give me some, or anyone else on YouTube, give me some background. I'm sorry, I can't answer that question, to be honest with you. I don't know who he is. But thanks for the questions. Next 5 questions are from Jeff Hardy, 4591029. First question is, who do you think would win between Randy Savage and Kurt Angle? Kurt Angle would destroy Randy Savage. I mean, I love Randy Savage, but Kurt Angle is a all-around wrestler, and then he's learned how to be a professional wrestler, go with the endurance and the high fly, and he would just destroy Randy Savage. Like, it would be a no contest. Question 2. Who do you think would win between Shane Douglas and Ric Flair? This one I think would be a little bit closer, but it depends if we're talking Flair from the 80s, because I take Flair from the 80s against Douglas from the 90s. Or if we're talking now, I would take Douglas. I mean, Shane Douglas is in a bit better shape, and he would probably do more than one move around the ring. I mean, I last saw him wrestle in 04 against Raven. He was still doing fantastic stuff, so my prediction would be Shane Douglas. What are your top 5 worst gimmicks? My top 5 worst gimmicks ever. Okay, number 5, I'll say, is Duke the Dumpster. Like Duke the Dumpster. I don't know, for some reason I marked out for that guy, and I wanted to be a garbage man. 4, I would say, would be Quang, because they had a Puerto Rican trying to be a Japanese guy, I don't know, and they were biting on Great Muta. 3, I'd probably say the Goon, because the Goon was just a hockey player, and that's what people assume we all do, hockey player. Would never have flown straight. That would be 2. I would say Mantar. I mean, no, I'd say the Gobbledygooker, because that was horrible. Considering he was supposed to be, they're all hyped up, and it was just shit. But I'd say the worst gimmick ever. I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, I'm probably gonna get slack for this from Mark P or someone. But I'd say Ludwig Borga. Ludwig Borga was a hating American from Finland. Finland's like the most neutral country in the world. Why would he hate America? Like, honestly, he wouldn't even say that. I just personally think that was a dumb gimmick. Other than that, I think a shitty gimmick, you gotta go look in the 90s, would probably be... I said Quang, damn. Who is a shitty gimmick? Fuck. The... Abe Knuckleball Schwartz. They made a guy dress up as a baseball. That was stupid. So thanks for that. Did you like the wrestler Adam Bomb? You know what? Brian Clark as Adam Bomb was damn good. First of all, it was pretty over. I did like it. But then when he got managed with Harvey Whipple and he got squashed, I like when he broke free and became face. I mean, he had a fantastic handicap match against Well Done. I mean, come on, from going back to 94, I got that in here. That was a fantastic match. Saw that on Superstars. I did like that. Wish he would have got a bit more on the roll. I mean, his last big match was the King of the Ring qualifier against Mabel when he got destroyed. And he had a match with Shawn Michaels and Superstar, but he didn't go anywhere after that. He could have been used a lot better as a heel, but whatever. I think he should have stuck with Johnny Polo. And number 5, who would win between Masato Tanaka and Edge if it was a hardcore rules? Masato Tanaka would destroy Edge. I've seen stuff from Masato Tanaka in FMW and ECW. He would just annihilate Edge, and I love Edge. Edge is one of my favorite wrestlers in WWE. I mean, he had a great hardcore match with Mick Foley, but he wouldn't stand a chance against Masato. Masato was driver off the top rope and put him through tables, just annihilate him. I have 3 more questions, and I'm going to try my best to answer them quickly. Do you think Johnny Nitro will make a good ECW champion? Yes, I do, but I think Benoit would have made a better champion. Just unfortunately, events happened, and maybe we can get a good feud between Nitro and Punk. What would be much better, Benoit versus Angle or versus Punk? I think Benoit versus Joe would be good, but I don't know. We will never see that. I was looking forward to Benoit versus Punk. And when will WWE have their next Elimination Chamber? I said SummerSlam. So anyway, thanks for this installment of Down and Dirty with Dirty White Boy.